Hello. So after the news that we got last night, I think a lot of people are pretty happy in regards to where the game is going. So if you didn't know, they actually decided to extend banners for the game. So instead of being 2 weeks for a banner for a character, it's going to be 3 weeks now. So that's going to give you an extra week to save more. And also, let's say that if you were very close of getting Aizen himself or a weapon, now you will be able to because they will extend it for another week. Now, don't be fooled. I know it says right here that it's going to be gone in about 2 days and 10 hours, but that is going to be for maintenance. Once maintenance comes through, this is actually going to reset for another week. And hopefully next Friday is when we're going to be getting Aizen. I'm sorry. We're going to be getting Ginichimaru with Rangiku in the banner. Now, that being said, there's a lot of things to talk about that they actually did reveal. So the first thing is, it looks like they actually decided to extend a bunch of the events that we currently have right now. So do keep that in mind. Now, for the gacha extension, obviously this is going to be regarding to Aizen, the character himself, and also his gacha stamp. I just call it the weapon, to be honest, because it's a weapon stamp. This is where they're basically confirming that it's going to be extended for an additional week. So instead of ending on January the 2nd, it's going to be January the 9th. So this is currently just a Mirror of Illusion Bloom event that we currently have, the Aizen event, I guess you want to call it. So has also been extended for January the 9th. It looks like here we will be getting 2 new events, and that should be coming out this Friday. So that's really good. We're going to have 2 new events that we're going to be able to do. So that's going to be more Jades for everyone. And this is in regards to when they start talking about the characters that they decided to move them through to 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks, just so that they're able to give people a little bit more room to actually get the characters and not be so fast paced. Now, another thing that they talked about was that they're planning on releasing events on a weekly basis. So that means that we'll still be able to keep the same rewards that they do. If anything, they actually want to plan on giving even more rewards back to the player base. And that was one of the things that I was a little bit worried, just because I'm like, oh no, they're trying to push banners back to 3 weeks. I'm like, does that mean that they might eventually think about doing like a 50-50? Are they going to start doing something similar to like other Chinese gacha games like Hoyoverse, which is a little bit scary, but it seems that they're actually just doing it for the actual player base. So that's really good. I hope that they keep making really good changes to the games, because the Bleach fan base, I think they're actually pretty like good people, and they obviously want to support Bleach at the end of the day. And if you're treating your player base correctly, they are more willing to actually spend money in the game. And the fact that your game is already like super fun, it looks pretty good. I know that the cutscenes issues and the voices are not the greatest right now, but like once they get to that point where they have those, I feel like it's going to be a lot better. And I know that animations for characters are just going to keep getting better and better and better as the game also progresses. Now, another thing that they were talking about, it looks like there's probably going to be some skins for characters to come out in the game. Now, my only worry about these skins is that they're only going to be for the SR versions of the characters, meaning for like there's one for Ichigo, Rukia, Chad, Orihime, and I feel like there's another person, but I just can't seem to remember. I'm hoping that the skins are kind of universal, that you can also equip them to like a certain type of Ichigo, meaning Bankai, Shikai, and maybe like another version of Ichigo. Just because I don't see the point of adding these really cool skins to the game, but they're going to be tied to only SR characters. I wouldn't personally like that. So I hope they're smart about it, and I hope that you're kind of like universal. You're able to equip them on different type of Ichigos and not just SRs. Because based on the sword that he currently has right now, it's his Shikai sword. And obviously he's not going to have that when you're playing as Bankai Ichigo. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they find a way how to actually just change the model of the weapon, and then that was going to look a little bit different. But yeah, I really want this skin to definitely be for Bankai as well. It looks really good. And I know that they'll definitely make some good skins. Just how I've honestly been really like calling... Just how I've been really excited about the skins, I really hope that they also bring skins into the captains. Especially with Sasuke Aizen. As much as I love Aizen, I do not like his Wakamundo outfit compared to his captain outfit. So hopefully they can actually release that, because, you know, they're in the game files. Like, you actually get to fight Aizen and he's using his captain outfit. So hopefully that's one of them that we can get later in the future. Now, there's going to be 2 more things that I want to talk to you guys about. So first, let's go into the stamp corridor, just because it's the easiest one to do. So obviously they have been talking about for some time that they want to make some changes in regards to this game mode, just because, you know, you can spend a lot of keys and everything's RNG. And when you look at this, you have to get lucky and hope that it lands on one of the characters that you're currently using if you don't purchase the stamps separately, which is like $20 for a stamp. Now, I have been farming this a lot, and honestly, the luckiest I've gotten is I just got one copy of Aizens, and every time, I swear on my life, I always get Ikaku, Sajin, or like Kaname. And I'm just like, I really could really appreciate it if I can get anything else but those three, for the love of God. So they are planning on doing some type of rate up, or who knows, they might guarantee after certain amounts, but they definitely want to do something with it and make it a lot better. And they mentioned that whatever thinks is best for the game, then they're going to eventually release that. I'm really hoping that they're able to do this by the time that Ginichimaru comes out. So hopefully next week when the new mains comes out, they might release this into it. But again, that's just me speculating and hoping low-key. But yeah. Now, the other thing, though, that I definitely want to mention to you guys is in regards to the Realm of Mutation. So we got this really cool event, Double Drop. So, you know, farming stamps in this game is just the death of me. It makes me just extremely sad. But if you're able to farm this and you get good stamps, that's really awesome. You can just switch into whatever character you're trying to farm for. However, because of the Double Drop, you are getting some of these every time, right? Ginichimaru is probably going to have a different stamps. I remember I mentioned it in a video, maybe like 2 videos ago, where it kind of like I speculated that they were probably going to make Ginichimaru and also Aizen stamps into one. Kind of like if you look at the current ones right here, there's going to be 2 different types. But it looks like Ginichimaru is going to have his own stamp set. And they're probably going to mix them with Aizen so you can farm them. However, thank God that I've been kind of saving up a little bit. So if I go to my backpack and go to my consumables, I have 103. So every time I'm doing these events, or this event specifically, I have been making sure not to use them. I have used a lot of them, obviously, but I kind of thought about this like 2 days ago. And I started saving and saving, because by the time the Ginichimaru comes next week, I want to have at least like 300, 400 if possible. That way, out of those 400, I'm hoping that I can get at least like 1 or 2 good stamps out of it, and then pop that into Ginichimaru and then do like a really good showcase. But that's what I'm personally going to recommend to you guys. If you're farming for any type of stamps and you're getting these ones, save them. Just for, I don't know, it might be for a different character. Obviously, I think a lot of people are probably going to skip Ginichimaru. But for myself, this is what I'm doing just to make my life a little bit easier and not like heavy on RNG when he comes out and start farming crazy. But yeah, I am pretty excited that the devs are actually listening and making like a pretty good amount of good changes for the game. I've played other gacha games, and honestly, devs never really tend to do anything super good for the player base. So the fact that they're able to listen and also make the game a lot better for the players is really good. I'm pretty sure that this game is doing really good, like monetary wise as well. Just because I don't think a game would ever do something like this if they're not making money, because obviously gacha games at the end of the day are meant to make money. That's just how they operate. However, I feel like this dev team really cares about the IP of Bleach, and they're trying to make the game really good. And on top of that, I feel like just because of the gacha system and how good it is so accessible for everyone, for whales, dolphins, low spender, and even like free to play players. It's a very good system that makes everyone happy, I believe. And as long as you're using your jades very like correctly and not just spending them for the heck of it, you should be able to guarantee the character that you want to save also, and don't just summon at every single banner that's in a game. Sometimes you can get lucky and get early, sometimes you probably won't get as lucky. So just be mindful when it comes to that. But other than that, that is all I really wanted to touch bases on. Like I said, my 2 videos that I had planned for Ginichimaru about summoning and other stuff, I think I'll just kind of hold that back until next week and just let you guys know exactly like what my thoughts are. But other than that, hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.